Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together. For your love, we can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. No turning back, move on you, and made all the changes. I know I still want you. I know you still want. No turning back, move on you, and made all the changes. I know I still want you. I know you still want me too. I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever.
Bleeding for your love. Hey. That there is a banger, you know what I mean? Welcome to It's the Hype Real Podcast. I'm your boy DJ Chill, better known as John B. And what we do over here is this is Live Reaction Sunday. We just get on here and talk about what I want to talk about. Let me put my sound on in the background. Y'all can hear the game playing while I talk. So what we do is we go live every Sunday. We go live every Thursday also at 9 p.m. That's the podcast with my main man, 6:23 a.m. That's what you heard when we came in, and he got the intro for the song "Bleeding for Your Love" off Artifacts. It's on SoundCloud right now. Go check it out, man. It's hot. It's hot fire. I ain't gonna lie. All right, let's skip straight to it. It's right now. It's football season, and Sunday is for the Browns right now, unfortunately, but fortunately, in a lot of different ways. So today, I can't say it was a moral victory because I hate saying that. Like, oh man, it was a moral victory. We did good. We could have did way worse. We lost. We lost to the Titans. The Titans are more of a dumpster fire than the Browns are. Let's just be real about that. They're not that good. They got Cam Ward, who's the number one pick overall, who I don't believe in. I don't think he was the number one pick. He shouldn't have been the number one pick. And right now, the number one pick should have been Jackson Dart. And after today, head to head against his fifth round companion and quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, maybe Shedeur should have been the second pick. But I said, coming in, check the tape. Shedeur was the best quarterback coming out of this draft. This week, he looked really good. And you know why he looked really good? Because they made a game plan that fits around what he does best. So when you give somebody the opportunity to do what they do best on a stage, they're going to do great. Like when they made a game plan for Lamar Jackson. Before Lamar Jackson came into the league, there was no game plan for somebody that with his skill set. They created one, two-time MVP. He's still struggling to get over that AFC Championship hump and into the Super Bowl. He started off slow this year, but that's going down the rabbit hole. So again, we lost 31-29, but it was a hell of a game. Shador had a couple missteps. He had a pick, but let's get into it. And we're gonna talk about records, NFL records, not just Cleveland Brown records. So the NFL record for a rookie, he broke today, throwing for over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. At the time, it was 2 touchdowns. So not only did he break a record, he showed up and showed out against a bad team. He showed he could use his legs. He rushed for 29 yards. 29 yards, that don't sound like a lot, but he averaged 10 yards a carry and he got a touchdown. A lot of the game plan was set up for him to be successful. Shout out to my main man Fannin. He had his coming out party today. Pause. He had his welcome to the NFL moment today. This is where it's showing that I'm taking this spot. I'm the future tight end of this league. And if you give me and Shador the opportunity, we gonna ball out. Because Fannin was out there the entire time with Dylan Gabriel, and I saw nothing of it. I mean, he saw flashes. He got the most catches for a tight end in the rookie season. I think he's leading our team in catches. Touchdown Broncos. And he had 8 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown. This dude is hot fish grease right now. Jared Judy, Mr. I like to scream at everybody on the sideline. You got your funky off today. He still looked for you. I was talking to the inner circle, and I was like, look, he's still throwing Jared Judy the ball even after that trash. He's like, well, he is our best receiver. Is he? I don't know. Harold Fannin Jr. might be our best receiver. He might be the best receiver we have. He might be the best weapon we have besides Judkins. Judkins ran the ball 14 times for only 26 yards. We had to battle uphill the entire time. They let Shador throw I remember last week, if you watched, and I hope you watched, and if you didn't, go back, check the tape. I always say check the tape. Keep receipts. Ain't that what they say? Shador did not throw the ball in the second half until the fourth quarter. This week, they let it fly. He threw the ball 42 times. Yeah, 23 or 42. Not the greatest completion percentage, but for 364 yards, 3 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground, you can't really hate on that at all, man. Those are elite numbers. Yeah, we got to bump up that completion percentage, but when you're working with a secondary line and not elite receivers and the run game's not going, I'm just saying, Cam Ward, 14 for 28, 117 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was an accident. Tony Pollard carried that team. He had 25 carries for 161 yards, averaging 6.5 a carry for 2 touchdowns. He carried them. And the defense looked good, but this just squash all that who we drafting next year, quarterback status. We got 2 first-round picks. We need to build. We need to get a lineman, and we need to go ahead and get what's young boy? Carnell Tate from Ohio State. Bring them on over. We need an elite weapon. You see what these elite weapons from Ohio State are doing in the league. Ohio State, right there with LSU being wide receiver U. One of them, you can get guys from there, and you're going to be able to get instant results from them. So the Browns lost today, 31-29. I reiterate, but Shador had an amazing game. He had 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And the thing is, you're supposed to play well against the bad teams. If you can't ball out against bad teams, then you really aren't that good. It's just the way it is. You got to be real with yourself. So he has a game-winning drive, takes the team all the way down the field. Looks great doing it. Smart reads, good dump offs when you need to, not forcing passes, getting out the pocket, looking comfortable, confident, looking like an NFL quarterback. The whole time, he's the reason you're even in the game. We get down to we get down there. He scores. Touchdown Browns. So we get down there. We score. This is where my problem is, and why we will continue to lose if we don't make some serious changes. Two things. Coach Kevin, no adjustments in the second half. No adjustments whatsoever. Same game plan. The offense looked very much so functional with Tommy Reese calling the plays. I appreciate his play calling. He didn't ask Shador to do too much, but he gave him enough rope to go out there and make something happen when there was nothing to make happen. And I appreciate him giving him that leverage, allowing him to throw the ball 42 times is crazy. That's what Jacoby Brissett doing over there, and he's a what, 10, 12 year vet. So we get down to the goal line. Let me get back to the story, and we score. Okay, let's go 2 point conversion. Let's let's try to get the dub. Let's try. Oh yeah, we gonna get the dub. What's the first thing, Coach Kevin? And I call him Coach Kevin. If you watch and you watch regularly, I cannot even call him Coach Stefanski. He's Coach Kevin because he doesn't deserve to be called by the last name because people who that's a rapport of somebody who's a leader. It's like you call your principal Mr. Such and Such, or you call your teacher Mrs. Such and Such. You know what I mean? He is so focused on being right all the time that he is incapable of making great decisions when they need to be made. You score the ball. Your quarterback, your rookie quarterback, drives you down the field, scores. A minute left on the clock. This is do or die time. What do you do? What do? You pull him out the game. You pull the kid out the game that got you in the position that you're in to put in a running back and a fullback with 22 linemen and try to run a wildcat offense in that situation. Absolutely bad coaching. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely just there's no way. There's no way that you should be able to coach anymore after that. You can't. How can you even walk into a press conference and say, "Well, we thought our best chance was to run the meat package," as they like to call it, because they have all those linemen in there, and that'll give us an opportunity because it's worked before. You're literally taking the ball out of the orchestrator of that offense. At least give the guys a chance. With him back there, you could have still handed it off. Maybe you could have still brought in more linemen. But now they know you can't pass it. And then Judkins, trying to be the hero, runs around, misses the pitch. I call people out. I love Judkins as a running back. I think he's a dog. But he misses the pitch and then decides to throw it backwards across his body. I ain't never seen this man throw nothing. And all of a sudden, he think he an NFL quarterback. So my question is, are we to the point where it's time for Coach Kevin to, vacate the place? Are we to the point where it's like the idiocracy, the stupidity of his play calling because he just wants to be the smartest person in the room is disgusting me. It's like everybody who watches this game, for a fact that was a Coach Kevin, let's run this. There's no way Tommy Reese is calling that after he's called an elite game the entire time. I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't give him that he would say, you know what? Let's bring in the running back and 10 linemen. Never is that a situation where you would want your linemen out there trying to run in the red zone. It's not even like it's not even like you're an elite running team. This isn't the Eagles. This isn't, anybody, the Eagles line. This isn't Detroit's line at their pinnacle. Come on, we got two backup tackles, backup tackle, backup guard, and the rest of our line is average at best. You bringing in two tight ends who aren't even blocking tight ends ain't about to fix the situation. My man Brandon Hall put up, shout out B. He said, pack up, Coach Kevin. Pack it up, man. Come on, man. You're better just calling timeouts and making game time decisions. The play calling should never fall in your lap, bro. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Your play calling wasn't working when it was going on with Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel earlier. We bring Shador in, all of a sudden you hand over the play calling duties, which I said that my conspiracy theory is two things. One, you took out Dylan Gabriel with a concussion because if Shador went out there and was trash, you could bench him and say, okay, we're putting him back in because you can't lose your job to injury and Dylan Gabriel's our guy. Two, you gave Tommy Reese the play calling so that way if it goes down in flames, you can say, well, it wasn't me calling the plays. I gave one of our guys that I entrusted in. I thought he was ready, but he wasn't. And, Shador isn't picking up the concepts of the offense, blah, 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 blah. It's you. It's you, Coach Kevin. I ain't gonna lie, your beard fresh. I ain't gonna lie. Whoever, you could tell he's from Cleveland because the boy lineup is insane. Whatever barber he go to is cold. You look good on TV, pause. But your play calling is garbage. I say that's a French word for garbage. Shout out my main man D. He pulled up. He said, terrible play calling for both 2-point conversions. And I'm very upset at the defense, 31 points. I'm upset with the defense too. But you know why I give them a pass? Because they've been carrying the team the entire season. The entire season they've been carrying the team. We finally got an offense. We was crying about putting up 20 points. We put up 29 points damn near with ease. We started slow in the first, put up 14 in the second, didn't do anything in the third, playing conservative, and then we put up 12 in the fourth. But you're right. Had the defense come up with one more stop, we would have won. We could have won. We had a fumble lost by Dylan Sampson. That was crazy. Myles Garrett was our only sack. We didn't have any pressure on the quarterback with their line being terrible. I think we had one interception. Devin Bush for 44 yards. Imagine if he would have scored. If he would have scored on that interception, that would have put us ahead and it'd have been easy selling from there. And also, D, think about it. No run game. Quinshot Junkins, that wasn't a run when he ran down the field. That was a screen pass. He ran 14 times for 26 yards. He averaged 1.9 yard a carry. And this is who you give the ball to for a 2-point conversion for the game when he hasn't been able to do anything against that defensive line the entire game. I just don't get the thought process of why you would want to even do that. You take the ball out of the guy who's been balling the entire game to give the ball to the guy who hasn't done anything the entire game without the guy who's been balling. I mean, maybe I'm speaking Chinese. Maybe I'm speaking Spanish. Maybe I'm speaking German. I don't know. Maybe my thought process is off. Listen, I'm not an NFL coach, and I have never coached, but I know football. And if you know football, you know that the coach has the final say or can overrule a situation at any time because he's the head coach. He runs the team. When I seen Shador look at the sideline like, what we doing here? And takes off his helmet and proceeds to walk off the field. You know what it remind me of? When Pete Carroll called a passing play on like the 2-yard line instead of handing the ball to beast mode. Now, that's the situation you hand the ball off. You got beast mode and a line that's been dominating the whole game. But instead, you wanted Russell Wilson to be the hero. It's the same thing. Coach Kevin is so smart that he wants to be the hero of the game. You ain't called a play all game, bruh. I can tell. I can just tell by the way the plays is rolling out. Coach Kevin did not call one play all game. You know what the play he called? That 2-point conversion meat package to Judkins. Pause. That's the only play he called all game. And it was a flop. It was a failure. It was disrespectful to the game of football to take out this quarterback who threw for 364 yards, averaging 8.7 to carry 3 touchdowns. He threw a pick. Shoot, Josh Allen throw him all the time. And this is a rookie. Shout out my main man D. Pull it back up. Said that was bad. We should have took the extra point with the first touchdown. Trying to be cute. Every time we do something that's cute or extravagant or extra, that's Coach Kevin. That's Coach Kevin. That is Coach Kevin calling those plays. He need his ass whooped. I say it. Y'all don't want to say it. All these people out here podcasting don't want to say it. All these people on TV don't want to say it. I can say it. I got nothing to lose and everything to gain. Tell them I said it. All bad coaching. I can't even say it was bad coaching. It's bad head coaching. Shout out my main man, Brian. What up, B? It's bad head coaching, Brian. Bad head coaching. He took the reins and said, nah, let's not run a 5-out spread. Let's not run, a 2 receiver set with a tight end when Harold Fannin had 114 yards, averaging 14.3 a carry. Let's not run a double tight end set with Njoku, who caught a touchdown, and Fannin, who's been catching the ball every time it came in his direction, with Judkins in the back. Let's not do that. That sounds too much like right. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. You want to lose. You want to make Shedeur not win. I'm saying it. I think the conspiracy is in. Like my homie Nugget from the Inner Circle say, stay woke. Like, there's no way you're not trying to lose on purpose. I don't know if y'all say the season's over, so let's just stock up on picks and get as high a pick as we can. I am sick about this because the thing is he's gonna be back next week or at this press conference with some type of dumb excuse. Get back to the chat. My man said, I told you about Kevin. He bad for the Browns. You know what? At that time, I didn't think he was bad for the Browns. You know why I didn't think he was bad for the Browns? Because he's 2-time coach of the year. But when I did my research and I really started looking into it and put my fandom to the side, I realized Coach Kevin has won Coach of the Year twice. But every time that he's won Coach of the Year, it's on the heels of us having a losing season. And what happens when you have a losing season? You get a soft schedule. And what happens when you have a soft schedule and your defense is really good and your offense can put together points? You win. Just that simple. It's just that simple. See, Glove, why not blame the OC? Isn't play calling his job? It is. And I'm not blaming the shout out C Glove. You know why I'm not blaming the OC? Because the OC didn't make that call. In football, as the OC, you're just an offensive coordinator. You still answer to the head coach. So if the head coach goes, nah, nix that play, call something else, or nah, nix that play, call this. Because just like if you are a manager at your job, and you have a superintendent or a director as a supervisor, you can make a call. But if your superior doesn't like that call or thinks they have a better idea of what's going to allow you to win or be successful, they can ice you out. And what are you going to do as that supervisor and or manager who has the superior? You're going to adhere. Okay, no problem. Let's run that. Okay, let's do this instead. That's all it was. Kevin has been calling that play since the beginning of the season. You know why? Because he didn't believe in the quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, that he drafted. That's Coach Kevin's play. Everything that's cute or gadgety, that's Coach Kevin. Tommy Rees calls a straightforward game plan. You can see it the entire time. The entire time, this dude is calling up plays that are flowing together. There's a dump off, there's a deep route, there's a slant, and there's some type of a comeback. So that way he has options because the run game ain't running. 14 carries, 26 yards, 1.9 a carry. That ain't going to do it. Shedeur threw for 364 yards. And yes, he threw 23 for 42. That's because he had the forced passes to bring us back, which he did. And then when he gets down, scores the touchdown, it allows you to get the 2-point conversion. You take him out the game. I think I'm going to have a heart attack. My blood pressure is through the roof, man. I can't believe this. I don't understand it, bro. Like, what is I want to sit down and say, Coach Kevin, What the hell was you thinking? There's no way 5 yards out that you thought that was the best situation. That was the best play call. Let's run an end around with the running back. And then if you don't see anything, throw it back to the wide receiver on the end around. When we haven't been able to run the ball the entire damn time. Pardon my French. Pun intended, C Glove. But I think as much as I bang on the table for this man to be replaced, and I hate calling for people's jobs, but this is sports. It is what it is. We want to win. After you see a performance like this from Shedeur, it lets me know that you can put some of that quarterback talk to rest. Not all of it, but a lot of it, because he's progressed every week. He's gotten better every week. And this time around, as the OC, who you asked about to blame, put together a premier game plan that fits Shedeur Sanders' skill sets. And when you can get somebody that can call a game plan that fits your quarterback skill set, maybe the quarterback's not good at throwing it down the field, so you find every way for him to get 15, 20-yard throws, or like he was throwing it in the flat for the screen game or for the dump offs, so that way he has those reads. None of our touchdowns were Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen-esque when he's throwing the ball 40, 50 yards down the field. A lot of them were slants across the middle, post. You know, when we throw a screen pass and they take it 70 yards. He carried the team today, and he did what he was supposed to do against a bad team with a decent front seven. They have a decent front seven. Our problem is we don't have enough weapons. Harold Fannin Jr. showed up and showed out, and he showed I'm the new tight end in town. I'm the tight end now. I'm the tight end now. And Njoku's out of here. There's no way you can keep him. He had one catch for a touchdown, and that's because he's a big body receiver. He is gone next year. Yeah, they paid him, but when you got a kid catching the ball 8 times for 114 yards and he's on a rookie contract, you got to build around that. There's not enough room in town. Jared Jeudy, he's our best option for now. We got 2 first-round picks. Draft a lineman, draft a wide receiver. Second round, do as you will. Maybe draft another wide receiver, because we need some talent, and we need weapons, and we need them now. He made this happen against, like I said, a subpar team. But if you can take advantage of a subpar team with a game plan like that, I can't even get mad at it. I'm gonna show you the stats. You ain't got to take my word for it. The stats is the stats. What they say, man lie, women lie. Y'all finish the rest. Y'all know what it is. So I'm going to see if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? I can. Nope, wrong button. So right here, boom. 23 of 42, 364 yards. He threw a pick, but who doesn't throw a pick in the NFL nowadays? Let me make it bigger. So he threw 3 touchdowns and ran for 1. So he had a total of 4 touchdowns. If you play him in fantasy football today, boy, oh boy, did you get your money's worth. Because that's crazy work. See, we didn't have any running game. 14 carries, 26. So I'm not just going to keep beating on the drum. The coaching is not all the problem. The defense had a bad game. They'll have a bad game. They haven't had really a bad game all year. They maybe had one other against an elite offense. Other than that, they've been a top 3 defense in real NFL all year. So we have to keep it moving, because this should have been a game we should have won. And I was talking to somebody like, we'll probably throw a dud up against the Titans. And I believe it now. So next week we got the Bears. Next week should be interesting, because I know some people who are Bears fans. And I'm going to love to see what happens, because Ben Johnson over there is incredible. And that's what I mean about coaching. When Ben Johnson went to the Bears, they went from a 6-win team to damn near there with their first place in the NFC. Come on, man. The Bills were nobody until McDermott showed up. The Vrabel to the Patriots. They're fighting for the number 1 seed in the AFC. Coaching matters. Head coaching matters. You are the head. of the body, and the body follows your thoughts. And that last play call for a 2 point conversion, for the winning 2 point conversion, was Coach Kevin. My man D23 popped up. He said, we need to draft Cornell Tate and some O-line speed receivers. I said that earlier, Tay. We need to go after Cornell Tate and get some O-line. We don't have enough weapons. If we had some decent weapons, Judkins is fine. But when your line can't open up any holes for him to run through, he's not going to be elite. You have a running back. Look at Ashton Genty. Look at a lot of these running backs that are out here. You know, they're not going to look great if you don't have holes to run to. We need to go get Callahan, the old O-line coach that was coaching for the Titans before his son got fired. That's who we need to go get. Our O-line was elite, top 5 in the league when he was here. So we go crawl and beg and try to get him back, because we need him. And we need him to evaluate an O-lineman to bring on in 2 first-round picks. I don't want any more excuses. If you got what looks like it could be the quarterback. Now, is he going to be an elite quarterback? I don't know. Still remains to be seen. But from what I've seen, he's shown more flashes than any other quarterback that we've had. Joe Flacco showed flashes last year. That's because the year before, that's because we had a bum schedule. When we got they said, even though we had a bad record last year, we had one of the toughest schedules in the league, which I don't get how that works. That still baffles me. That perplexes me. Like, why do we have a tough schedule if we had a bad record? Nobody else has a tough schedule. The Patriots don't have a tough schedule. The 49ers don't have a tough schedule. Come on, man. The Bears don't have too tough of a schedule. They've won their key games. But we'll see what happens. So we got 4 games left. We got the Bears, the Bills, the Steelers, and the Bengals. I'm about to try to see if I can get some tickets to that Bengals game. I want to see Shedeur live. I want to see it in full live effect. I might even do the podcast from the game. Why not? I'm gonna try to see if I can set it up and make it happen. It's gonna be cold, but I'm gonna go. Man, the Cincinnati weather ain't got nothing on Cleveland. Cleveland, this is for you. So okay. So let's we talked a lot about the bad. Let's talk about the good. We got a possible quarterback. We got a definite tight end. We got a definite running back. You know, the defense is still solid, elite. Miles ain't going nowhere no time soon. It's just when he's getting triple teamed, that's when I need my other lineman to step up. Where's Graham? Where the hell is our 5th overall pick? Where is this guy at? Come on, man. Tell me something. I hope that everybody's had a good holiday. I hope that, that you're doing good in your fantasy football. But Cleveland, if you still rocking with Coach Kevin after this, you don't know football. Okay, I'm done. That was my rant. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I just wanted to get on here and talk about the heck's going on, the state of the Browns. We're moving in the right direction. Next week, we're going to get to talking about these Cavs. The Cavs are in trouble if they don't figure out what the hell is going on, because we went from the top seed in the East to struggling to even hold our breath against everybody else in the league. And just real quick, I'm gonna say it. If nobody else will say it, we're gonna have to trade Darius Garland. He got to go. He is not him. I say we trade Darius Garland and we trade Allen. And we if we can get a real live big man and let Mobley play that 4, that AD / Chris Bosh / Chris Webber type of vibe. But we're gonna get into that next week, because we ain't gonna just talk football. I'm gonna give him a watch over the week. But Darius Garland needs to get up out of here. Something's wrong. But again, we're 14-11. We're just above 500. Detroit's taking off with the division, the conference, should I say, and it's gonna be all uphill. So we go get out of here. I just wanted to get on here, rant and rave, and say, I like what I saw, but I'm not all the way bought in to what I saw. Just because as long as you have Coach Kevin as the overseer of this situation, you can't outwork bad management. And that's in any phase of life. If you have bad managers, it's a wrap. The job sucks. The people don't want to work there. Nothing gets done. And you know the old saying is attitude reflect leadership. Captain. So we're gonna ride out again. So my main man, 6:23 a.m. Make sure if y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, it's the Hype Real Podcast. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and enjoy. We go live every Thursday, 9 p.m. If y'all want to talk about anything, hit me up. It's the Hype Real Podcast at gmail.com. Make sure y'all tap in. And I appreciate y'all for pulling up, showing out. And I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. And like I always say, be good or be good at it. Peace.
Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together. Bleeding for your love, we can do Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. No turning back, move on you. And made all the changes. I know I still want you. I know you still want. No turning back, move on you. And made all the changes. I know I still want you. I know you still want me too. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever. Somewhere in the future, I see us together, bleeding for your love. We can do whatever.